The Peoplz Dragons platform is the brand. And under this banner, we want to create entertaining content that gets everyone involved. We kicked off our channel with Gamma Haven, a setting that caters to those who love over-the-top action and superpowered escapades. I'm having a blast with it and have no intention of stopping at all. I hope the players continue to develop their characters in our machine, so when someone asks you about them, you know what episodes, seasons, and series to direct them to. As I mentioned, we want to have something for all audiences, and so I'm excited to announce Peoplz Dragons' next universe, Village. The Village setting takes place during present time, but in a semi-post-apocalyptic world overrun with your nightmares. More on this later. As a collective, players will need to use each other and cooperate in order to survive the madness and protect their families. There will be a strong focus on player-character relationships and what your character can contribute to your settlement. The rules will be exactly the same as Gamma Haven, but with a few tweaks that will continue to place emphasis on narrative freedom, remaining simple and clean. Character creation and skills. Players will create a character who exists in a rundown world and will have a skill set reminiscent of what their occupation or expertise was before the world went to hell. Instead of choosing 3 abilities like in Gamma Haven, players will choose 2 overarching specializations from a pool of specializations. The specializations are as follows. Mechanics governs the expertise with machinery or working parts of something. Sciences governs the study and deep knowledge of something. Survival governs instinctual and practical survival knowledge. Spiritualism governs the knowledge and acknowledgement of the supernatural, religion, and mysticism. Computer technology governs computer operation and mumbo-jumbo bullshit. Street smarts governs uncommon and underground knowledge. Architecture governs the aptitude or physical capability to design or build. Diplomacy governs the social, influential, and charismatic skills. Athletics governs physical capability and your body's limits. Martial skill governs offensive and defensive combat skill and or knowledge of. Entertainer governs skills that affect morale and pastime. After selecting 2 specs, the character will be capable of doing whatever it is justified under the umbrella of their chosen specs, just like in Gamma Haven. The combination and mix of their 2 specs will allow them to justify expanding the capabilities of their character. Example: a player versed in mechanics can build and work on vehicles. A player versed in computer technology can get the computers working at the base. A player with the combination of mechanics and computer technology can justify being able to rig vehicles with advanced heat detection, radar, and clear communications. A player with a martial skill can wield a katana or handle a rifle with precision. A player with architecture can design and build homes. A player with a martial skill and architecture could design and forge weapons. A well-designed barrack that gives all of your riflemen players who sleep there a bonus to their next phase. The intent is to make every character unique by rewarding them with perks that make them a valuable asset to their settlement, and the perks will be entirely up to me and the player as I work with you in your creativity. Let's discuss settlements. A settlement is shared by all players. This will be home base for all players, and you all will build it from scratch and sustain it. Using your character's specs and synergy with other players' specs, you all can build your settlement to your liking, but more importantly, make it suitable for survival for various situations. More on those situations later. Event and story phases. Phases work exactly the same way as they do in Gamma Haven, but with minor tweaks due to the shift of focus toward PvE, player versus environment. Event phases are missions that require immediate attention and/or rare opportunities to be capitalized on, benefiting your settlement. The strategist, played by the director, will require an X amount of settlers to take this mission. The culture in this world revolves around heroics and coming back alive, providing for your settlement and family. Being chosen to go on these missions is honorable and rewarded. Every player has a hidden rank called survival, and the judge system will determine what yours is based on various factors. If selected by the strategist, each and every character's survival will be tested on the mission individually. Depending on the danger, you may come back injured, permanently maimed, or not at all. But those that do come back become more and more legendary in the way that they are written. Think Rick from Walking Dead, growing into Master Chief, growing into R-Type X levels of narrative. Just like Gamma Haven, the phases will have you submit your actions through our website, www.pndrpg.com. Story phases take place in and around the settlement and will work similar to Gamma Haven, except we will focus on 3 things: social, production, and contributions. Social. Your characters will use this social time to show your character's life and identity, whether it be a day to themselves enjoying downtime drinking tea, or with others. Just like in Gamma Haven, tell us what your character is doing and give us a show. Players are welcomed and encouraged to coordinate with each other to submit coordinated actions during this downtime. Short stints of entertaining dialogue, funny moments, drama, romance, and overall relationship building is encouraged. Maybe characters go hunting together, sit around the fire, or hit the firing range. Going into a mission with those who you are building relationships with affect your hidden survival rank. NPCs will be available for relationship building as well for players who play solo. All other players are encouraged to utilize our Discord servers down in the description. Another benefit to relationships are starting families, which will produce NPCs with single random skills supplementing your own. The only caveat to this is if you die, you become your offspring. It's all we ask. We are in this for the long haul and want to build generations of family history and settlement building. Production and trade. Whatever service your character can offer, this will be the time to do it. Maybe you're building something, preaching a sermon, or negotiating with visitors. This is when you flex your character's value to the settlement. Like in Gamma Haven, you can come up with anything your character is doing so long as it is justified by your skill specs. Keep in mind that perks will be rewarded for creativity, and Rome was not built in a day. As director, I will often require a player to utilize production for additional phases before the final result, depending on how grand the effect you're going for is. Production also allows you to trade and gift things to other players. They do not have it unless you specify what and who you are providing it to. Contributions. In addition to other story phase actions, you also get to make contributions. Contributions benefit the entire settlement and is the result of something you are capable of providing or have already created through production. Is it a batch of new rifles that you scavenged? Perhaps you have blessed the mission team with voodoo luck. Every story phase will have a passive negative effect from unfortunate events that, if not addressed by way of contributions, it could affect the following event phase. These are all measures of your character's value. A character who can't make anything or shoot worth a damn can still be an excellent guitar player, boosting morale, becoming a great friend to all, and the glue of the entire settlement. You will be valuable in one way or another, which is why it would be a shame to lose you. Those dangers I was telling you about. Yeah, the shambling undead are commonplace in this world. but they are the least of your worries. This game will work on a calendar basis, and like we have weather changes, you all will face changes in forces of death. Yes, forces of death. The world you all live in has been plunged into hell. Every antagonistic agent of death that ever existed is out to kill you. Every mission will be a different force. These forces are psychos, the paranormal, extraterrestrials, wildlife and nature, death, like in Final Destination, brute stalkers like Jason type people, demons, and most commonly, the undead, every assortment. From these, you can expect many levels of threats so in depth that I will sneak a zombie bite into your settlement if one of you don't check for it in the story phase. I will secretly plant a character with an alien parasite that lays eggs in people's ears overnight. This is why each of you will be needed in some way or form, and you'll want to be diverse. You might be wondering if you can start your own settlement. For now, we'll say no. We want to keep that civilization feel and are totally okay with you forming subgroups that look out for only yourselves. To make it even more interesting, players will be able to run for title of leader. The leader will provide unique bonuses reflective of what they're promising during their campaign, and can also make as many rules as they want. Leaders, as well as all players, can be plotted on during story or event phases. In closing, this universe will be swift, easy, and light, and will run alongside Gamma Haven. Our goal is to provide a compelling interactive setting for you to become part of. Please visit www.pndrpg.com and select the Village universe and create your character now. Feel free to jump into the Discord servers and get acquainted with your neighbors. The link is in the description box below. Mama said, never disrespect your neighbors, 'cause next week, you might have to check for favors. Thank you.